Oh boy, we have a lot of shows coming up, don't we? On this episode of the Mitten Players, I had the opportunity to chat with Jake Dunham. Originally from the woodlands of Maine and a graduate of the Temple University School of Drama, his career varies from casting and directing productions from many different entities, including Broadway, opera, and TV and film. He has also been a teaching artist with Inside Broadway and the Grand Rapids Civic Theater. He is also trained with Act One Dance Company, the University of the Arts, and the Society of American Fight Directors. So, would you care to introduce yourself to our audience?
Absolutely. My name is Jacob Dunham. I am a local director and an artist here in Grand Rapids, and I started the National Broadway Theater, which is a professional theater company here in Grand Rapids.
How did you get your start in theater?
So I actually started acting when I was 5. I was a very young child actor, and then from there I just started acting in anything that I could really audition for. So I started in community theater, and then I went into professional theater, and then finally when I was old enough, I went to Philadelphia to study directing, and I graduated from Temple University with a minor in business and theater directing, and I always knew that I wanted to start my own theater company, but never did, and then when COVID hit, it just kind of felt like the right place and right time to do it, so.
Kind of all just came together, huh?
Yeah.
You've done plenty of shows in New York, haven't you?
I have. I've done a lot of theater. Everyone always says, well, how many shows have you done? I'm like,
I mean, to an extent, so probably a large range of like different shows you've probably casted before and acted as well.
Yeah, so I started in Philadelphia where I actually, I worked for the Walnut Street Theater, which is a professional theater in Philadelphia. And then from there, I kind of went up and down the East Coast. So I graduated in Philadelphia, moved to Boston. I worked for Boston Casting Company. And then I went back down to New York. And from there, I started doing Broadway musicals there. So I did On the Town. I worked on putting in replacement actors for Chicago, the musical, Grey Gardens. I've done a lot of cruise ship castings. So Disco Inferno on Carnival Cruise Lines and things like that. I've done that. So I've worked on operas as far as like directing and casting. I've worked on operas, ballets, and then I've directed off-Broadway as well. So yeah, I've kind of played a lot of hats, worn a lot of hats in a lot of different categories. But yeah.
Somewhere along those lines.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I think that's what I meant in terms of like, I guess shows on Broadway or shows off Broadway. I was first thinking the shows in New York, but you've done stuff outside of New York, so
correct. Yes,
that's what I was trying to come up with on that one. Tell me a little bit about the National Broadway Theater. As this is a newer theater company in the Grand Rapids region, how did it come to be?
So basically, we moved here from New York City during the pandemic, and it was right as everything was trying to get moving again. And so I was looking for work as a director, and I reached out to all the local theater companies, and I have worked, I've worked a lot at Civic. I teach there, and I've directed some things there. I've directed for Jewish Theater Grand Rapids. We are a big supporter of Circle Theater. But what I found was that in talking to everybody here, I wanted to know where I could go to get work. And they said, oh, you have to go to Chicago for that. So I just kind of couldn't believe with everything here. We've got a great symphony and a great opera and a ballet, that there was no paying theater company. So I just set out to do it myself.
Gotta start somewhere for sure.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. What are some of the opportunities you guys have volunteer and performing wise? Yeah,
so we always are looking for volunteers, whether it is ushering or being people who run the box office, everything like that. That's kind of where we are now as far as volunteers. Our big mission is to have a paid cast and a paid tech team. So we try to use our volunteers where we can, but right now we're still actually looking for volunteers for Avenue Q. If anybody out there wants to donate some time and help people find their seats, we'd greatly appreciate that. You can contact us that way. But really those are our volunteer options for right now, yeah.
What makes this stand out to any of the other theaters in the area?
Well, our main mission, and we are new, we're only 2 years old, and we are, I like to say we're small but mighty. We really, really care about what we do, and we pour hours and hours, like every theater production, it's hours and hours of love. But our main mission is providing people here with paid opportunities. So, the goal maybe one day, whether we own our own space or maybe like the symphony and the opera and the ballet, we do get our little time on DeVos stage. That's kind of the goal, but to have a professional theater company, regional, right here in Grand Rapids is the goal, where we can provide jobs to local artists as well as bring in artists from around the nation. For this particular show, we actually had some people from LA audition. We had some people from New York and Boston. We actually had some people from Kentucky. So it was very, very cool to see everybody kind of come together and be interested in our company, which is the goal, is spreading the word about this new theater company for paid jobs in the area.
To think that the only other city in Michigan is Detroit would have these opportunities for regional programs, so to speak. I think that's really, really cool that you guys are kind of starting something similar to that, or kind of in the same range as that.
Yeah, we love the Saugatuck Theater out in Saugatuck, but it is mainly a summer theater, and if Grand Rapids can have that year-round here, I think that would be such an awesome treat for all of us here. So
that would be really cool, for sure. Segging into Avenue Q for a bit, can you give us an insight on that?
Yeah, so Avenue Q was on Broadway in, I believe it was the early 2000s. And it actually swept the Tonys for a lot of things that people weren't expecting it to. It actually beat out Wicked for a Tony, which is mind-boggling. Right. But basically, it is about these lovely, I have 3 of them here with us now. This is Kate Monster, and this is Princeton. And then behind us, we have Trekkie Monster. And basically, Princeton just graduated college, and he is moving to New York. He's gonna find his purpose in life and get a job, and he finds that doesn't really always work out the way that he thought it would. And really what we've built is the sense of community. Avenue Q is about finding your purpose, but really one thing that we're really talking about is who is your chosen family, and these people live on Avenue Q, which is not a very rich area of New York. It's a very, one might say, shady area. But the people who live there are there for each other, and they're their chosen family, and it's about how they get through life. And it is rated R. It is an adult show. It's not something like Sesame. It is something like Sesame Street, but it is for adults. Think of Sesame Street or the Muppets for adults.
Somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, it's very, it uses human acting and puppetry, and it mixes the two for a really, really beautiful, there's some really beautiful moments where puppets become human, and it's, the puppeteers almost just sink right into the background. It's very, these puppets truly come to life, and I find myself even in rehearsals watching the puppet more than the actor, which is the goal of the piece. So it's a really beautiful story about finding your purpose, and of course you find, when you move to a new area and you meet new people, and you might fall in love, and what happens when you fall out of love, and there's heartbreak, and just it's a beautiful, beautiful story that doesn't really have a happy ending, but it's a happy ending that we like to, like a fairy tale happy ending, but it does have a happy ending in the way of this is life, and this is who we are, and we will heal from things, and it's okay to cry, and it's okay to be upset and angry, and especially with things in our world today, this is a really, really important piece that we're proud to share at this moment in history. Just with everything political going on, it's really about that chosen family and those core people that you choose to be with. So
it's a mix of pretty much everything you could probably find within a musical, but also mix in that whole puppetry, muppetry type deal.
Yeah,
somewhere else.
absolutely. There's very adult scenes between puppets. You know, possibly what happens after a first date when you take somebody home. And then there's everything from "You Broke My Heart," I'm so emotionally crushed ballads in the musical, which is just it's a whole beautiful package wrapped with a beautiful bow. So
The beautiful bow. We'd love to see it.
yeah, absolutely.
What are some of your highlights from last season?
So because we are very new, we started out just kind of introducing the company to the community. And so we did a series of fundraisers to kind of help us get off the ground. So we've done, the past couple of years, we've done some cabaret fundraisers. So we did a Rat Pack themed cabaret, Frank Sinatra and that kind of music. And we partnered with Amore on northern Grand Rapids. And Chef Jenna was incredible. She had a 8-course meal with wine pairings, and we had our live band there performing hits from that time, and it was just an awesome evening. And then from that sold out. So then the next year we did an ABBA themed cabaret, and we opened that to even more people, and then even that sold out. So we've been trying to build along the process. We did some summer theater camps this past summer. We did The Wizard of Oz and Aladdin, and those were pretty full. We had about 30 kids a week, which was awesome. And we've done like a downtown scavenger hunt to talk about like the history of Grand Rapids. So we've been trying to kind of get the community involved first, and then so this is like our first show, which we're really, really excited about. So.
Besides Avenue Q, what are some shows people can look forward to from you guys in the future?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
If you guys want to share anything yet.
Yeah, we have a lot of things. So basically the way that we set our season up is we had our fundraising things, our summer camps, and then our first musical. So the season will end this winter, and come January, February, we will be announcing that next set of things that we'll be doing. We do have some really cool ideas, and we're chatting with some local venues about partnering with some businesses. One of them is a pretty epic idea. We'll see if that can get off the ground. And then we also have another cabaret that we're going to be doing this February. So those are the goals. Those are on the planning chart for now, but unfortunately I can't really say exactly what they are. But if you want to follow us on social media, National Broadway Theater on Instagram or on Facebook, and then www.nationalbroadwaytheater.org. We always keep those things full of everything that's going on. So,
how do you select the events for each season, and what criteria do you guys consider?
So for our first show, we really wanted to focus on diversity, and we didn't want to come out of the gate hitting with a very serious drama. So we thought, what better than Avenue Q? We have an African American actress, we have a Asian actress, we have everything from homosexual to straight to just everything. There's
everyone on the spectrum.
Everyone is in this show, and it's just incredible to see so many different people come together and learn about, because it is a comedy, what is funny and what's not funny, because people from different backgrounds think different things are funny. So it's been a very interesting rehearsal process. But yes, we chose the show because it is so diverse. And we also are playing at the Ambrosia Theater, which is a smaller theater, but it's known for a lot of comedy, a lot of drag shows. And so once we were able to get the space, we kind of decided this is perfect for the space. This is perfect for our first show. The other thing is, on the business side of starting a theater company, going out and doing Mamma Mia is just not possible. If our mission is to pay all these people, having a cast of 35 people out of the gate is just not an option. So we tried to find a smaller show, a funny show, and a diverse show, and here we are.
Right. Absolutely. Where can we get tickets for Avenue Q, and what are their show times?
So we run 2 weekends. We have our opening night, the 22nd, which unfortunately for the ticket buyer is sold out. Not for us. We are so excited. Opening night is sold out. The house seats about 70 people, so tickets are going pretty quickly, so get them now if you can. But you can get them on www.nationalbroadwaytheater.org. We do run from November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And then we take a break and we come back on Thanksgiving, actually. So we do have a Thanksgiving show on that Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there's 7 shows total. 6 of them are left if you'd like to get tickets. So once again, that's www.nationalbroadwaytheater.org, and that's theater with an R-E, not an E-R.
Always trying to get those two mixed up here and there. But yeah, if you guys don't have any Thanksgiving plans, so to speak, definitely check out Avenue Q, for sure. Do you have any audition tips?
We are finding that a lot of people apologize. Don't apologize. If there's one thing I can say, it'd be everyone on the other side of the audition table wants you to get the part. They want you to succeed. No one is sitting there going, oh, another, here's another one. They want to hear it because of a variety of things. They want, one, you to do well. Everyone's just naturally rooting for you. Nobody wants you to do bad. But the other thing is, like, once they find that character, that's like a check on the list, you know, like, right. Oh, that's a perfect this role. Like, so they all are rooting for you. So don't come in and apologize. Oh, I'm not feeling well today. Just come in with confidence and just nail it.
Come in for your best self.
Yeah.
That's what
absolutely.
matters. Absolutely. What role does National Broadway Theater play in fostering community engagement and inclusivity, as well as supporting emerging artists and playwrights in the community?
So part of our mission also is to educate. So in the 2 years that we've been established, our first workshop was with, he's actually a local actor, but he went off to New York and went off to LA, and he actually was in Hamilton and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and On the Town. Mikey Winslow, he's actually a native of East Grand Rapids, and when we incorporated this company, he reached out to me and said, I would love to get involved. How do I get involved? And we met for coffee and we just started talking, and part of my job before I moved here was casting Broadway musicals in New York. And he goes, I was in On the Town on Broadway. And I said, I was on the casting team for On the Town on Broadway. And so it was a very cool full circle moment of like, how did I end up in Grand Rapids? And you know, I helped cast you in this Broadway show, and it was such a cool full circle moment. So we do workshops like that. We also had Leanne Brunn, who is the puppet master for our show. She actually is an actress in New York and a puppeteer in New York. We had her fly out, and while she was here working with our actors, she gave a puppetry class to the public. So we're constantly trying to engage the community in that aspect of trying to bring in professionals and trying to give more talent to anybody who's interested in the community. So, yeah.
Where can we find National Broadway Theater on social media?
Yeah, so that is, our main website is www.nationalbroadwaytheater.org, and that's theater with an R-E at the end, not an E-R. And we have our Instagram handle, which is at National Broadway Theater, and then Facebook, which is, you can just find us at the National Broadway Theater. Come check us out. We're really, really excited to put this on in front of the public, and it's going to be a really hilarious, inappropriate, fun night, which I think we all could really use about this time of year. So come check us out. We'd love to have you.
Likewise, for sure.